We're not asking for something that is too much. Mr. President, in his wisdom, has granted this to us.
Plus, aviation operators applaud President Buhari. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTA Network News. I am Cyril Stober in Abuja. Dr. Oguyemi joins us from Lagos. Nigeria and the Czech Republic have entered into an agreement aimed at improving the technological skills of young Nigerians towards the development of the country's industrial sector. This Thursday, a project implementation committee was inaugurated by the President, represented by Chief of Staff Ibrahim Gambari, to effect this Memorandum of Understanding. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The Memorandum of Understanding was initiated by the Nigerian-Czech Republic Trade and Investment Council, and the Project Implementation Committee is focusing on technology transfer between Nigeria and the Czech Republic, which has vast amount of technology.
There are 11 thematic areas, looking at agriculture, looking at mining, looking at the issues of MSMEs, and how we can collaborate to enable us get some skills training, so that where we have particular tasks that we're doing with certain machinery, and there are better machinery that could be developed, we'll be able to transfer this knowledge, and then NASENI, using their own staff and the R&D, to be able to adapt these technologies to suit the Nigerian situation.
In the past, Nigeria trained our students in the Czech Republic, and it is believed that with the agreement, more young Nigerians would be trained in the country to meet the needs of the people. One agency known and which mandate and scope of operation is to conduct developmental works in the areas of manufacturing is the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, and it is now saddled with the task of coordinating and ensuring the focus of government is met.
The Czech Republic has offered to fund up to 50% any of their technologies that a private sector in Nigeria is willing, so that they are partners, because there is a market in Nigeria. And one of the criteria will be that it is an area that Nigeria truly needs that technology we are lacking, and the products is needed, and it will be produced in Nigeria. So therefore, it is private sector driven.
The country has up to 2024 to implement the MOU, and hitting the ground running early. It is hoped that the focus will be achieved, which is basically to provide opportunities for young Nigerians to get employment and improve the economy, and also to move the Nigeria agenda forward. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Nigeria now has a revised cybersecurity policy document to drive the nation's cyberspace security strategy. National Security Advisor Major General Babagana Mungunu, who received the document from the review committee in Abuja, said President Muhammadu Buhari will soon launch it. Calvin Ahonoaye reports.
Nigeria is currently witnessing a surge in internet usage, with the cyberspace now a huge domain for social, economic and governmental activities. But along with these advantages also comes a huge risk for criminality and terrorism, necessitating a new approach in cybersecurity strategy to enhance confidence in the nation's digital economy initiatives.
We have formulated a comprehensive and remarkable national cybersecurity policy and strategy of 2020 for our country. At this juncture, please accept my sincere congratulations for this outstanding achievement.
The document, with multi-sectoral inputs, also captures how Nigeria can adequately benefit from the huge job and wealth creation opportunities available in the cybersecurity subsector.
What we have tried to do is to use this document as a way to galvanize how this nation can take advantage of some opportunities. Globally, there is a shortage of 3.12 million cybersecurity workers. This is an opportunity I think Nigeria needs to grab hold of.
The revised National Cybersecurity Policy Strategy 2020, which has been validated by stakeholders, will become a public document after it is launched by President Muhammadu Buhari. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
2 suspects allegedly involved in the kidnap of a U.S. citizen at Masalata in Nigeria Republic have been arrested by operatives of the IGP Intelligence Response Team in Sokoto State. Security correspondent Francis Form reports.
U.S. citizen Philip Nathan Walton was kidnapped on the 26th of October this year at his farm in Masalata village in Nigeria Republic. A joint U.S. Special Operation Forces rescued the victim brought to Sokoto State. During the operation, 6 of the 15 kidnapped gang met their Waterloo. These 2 suspects were arrested after weeks of intense operation at Kwatukusu Forest in Sokoto State.
Kidnapping. Okay, I asked him why was he arrested. He says for kidnapping. Why did we kidnap him? Bature.
And the course of investigation, it was discovered that the duo were among of a 15-man gang that actually carried out the earlier kidnap of the American.
Frank Mba said the police is collaborating with its Nigerian counterparts to apprehend other members of the gang currently at large. In Abuja, Francis Form, NTA News.
And turning to the legislature now, incidences of liquefied petroleum gas explosions leading to casualties and loss of property are of concern to the House of Representatives. It is therefore resolved to conduct an investigation for sustainable solutions. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The resolution was in response to the motion of Representative Benjamin Kalu, which lamented gas cylinders explosion and urged the Department of Petroleum Resources, Standards Organization of Nigeria, the National Orientation Agency and marketers to scale up regulation and sensitization on safe use of liquefied gas.
As stakeholders in the liquefied petroleum gas LPG value chain often point at the failure to enforce standards, failure to clamp down on violators, and failure to prevent siting of gas stations and refuel outlets in residential areas by regulatory bodies.
Other resolutions adopted were on the need to check security breaches at a game reserve in Toro local government area of Bauchi State, as moved by Representative Muda Umar, and the need to monitor the distribution of post-COVID-19 palliatives raised by Representative Dozie Wanko.
That the ugly effects of COVID-19 pandemic are still biting hard on the Nigerian citizens, including civil servants, as normalcy is yet to return.
Thursday's plenary passed for second reading a constitution alteration bill that seeks to eliminate unnecessary delays in administration of justice, sponsored by Representative Onofio Luke. Also passed a second reading is the bill seeking to amend tax laws in Nigeria in relation to federal government's management of finances and public revenue.
Nigeria's economy under the challenging situation. We need to really revisit and review some of our legal frameworks as it affects to our financial management.
In another development, Chairman House Committee on Media and Publicity during a briefing reiterated that the invitation to the President is not for investigation but interaction.
We've not gotten any communication from the President saying that I am no more coming. All you have read about has been from unofficial sources.
From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And the Senate has emphasized its commitment to the smooth and judicious implementation of the Public Works Program, but it is concerned that the removal of the Director General of the National Directorate of Employment, Dr. Nasiru Mohammed Laden Agungu, might jeopardize the process. To this end, the legislators have appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to reverse his decision of relieving Dr. Laden Agungu of his position. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
It was the last plenary of the week, and concerns over the removal of the Director General of the National Directorate of Employment, Dr. Nasiru Agungu, and its implication on the Public Works Program featured as the only matter of urgent public importance. Senator Ibrahim Hadeja moved the motion.
Urge Mr. President to direct an investigation into the causes of the frosty relationship between Dr. Nasiru Ladan Argungu and the supervisory minister, the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, and the impact of such frosty relationship on the implementation of the federal government special works program.
The Senate is always trying to provide calm and understanding. We are very mindful of the importance of having a very stable environment for the implementation of the various government programs.
The National Sports Commission Establishment Bill, sponsored by Senator Obinna Oba and the Institute of Information and Communication Technology, Biliri, Gombe State, sponsored by Senator Bulus Amos, passed second reading.
This bill seeks to change Nigerian sports to bring them in line with international best practice.
Sports, both in Nigeria and Africa, I know the need internationally that all the countries are operating with National Sports Commission
to aid the development of Nigeria in the areas of industry, commerce, technology, and engineering. 5 bills passed first reading, including the Proceeds of Crimes Recovery and Management Bill from the National Assembly. Ignatius Nkwo, NTN News.
In the meantime, following the directive of President Muhammadu Buhari, the Minister of State, Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, has appointed Malam Abubakar Nuhu Fiku as Acting Director General of the NDE, pending the appointment of a substantive Director General by the President. In a statement, Keyamo says the acting capacity is to ensure that there is no vacuum in the administration of the agency, while enjoining the Acting Director General to ensure smooth and efficient running of the agency. The Minister also directed Fiku to ensure a proper handover to him by Dr. Nasiru Muhammad Ladan Argungu of all government properties in his possession. Former chairman of the defunct Pension Reform Task Team, Abdurrashid Maina, fainted on Thursday during the resumption of his trial before the Federal High Court, Abuja, for alleged money laundering and theft of about 2 billion naira pension funds. His counsel, Anayo Adibe, was making a submission before the court when Maina's fall drew attention to the dock. Olabo Diarewa has more.
The trial of Abdurrashid Maina was ongoing, with his counsel informing the court that he was yet to be furnished with the processes related to the case when the defendant slumped. It was immediately attended to by officials of the Nigeria Correctional Service, while the presiding judge, Justice Okonabang, adjourned the proceedings. Maina had been in correctional custody following his extradition from Nigeria Republic on December 4, 2020. Meanwhile, trial of the convener of Revolution Now protest, Omoyele Sowore, has been stalled at the Federal High Court Abuja due to the absence of the trial judge, Justice Ijoma Ojoku. Sowore and his co-defendant, Olawale Bakare, were already in the courtroom before the registrar informed the parties that the judge was indisposed. The two defendants are facing a 2-count charge of conspiracy and treasonable felony proffered against them by the federal government. The case has been adjourned to Friday, December 11, 2020 for continuation. In Abuja, Olabo Diarewa, NTA News.
The 2020 International Anti-Corruption Day has been observed in Kano with the inauguration of a training institute and public presentation of an anti-corruption strategy document. The event was also used to showcase the achievements of the State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission in bringing about transparency and accountability in governance. Abdullahi Mustafa has details.
The Anti-Corruption Institute was established by Kano State Government to provide a training platform for the State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission. Deputy Governor Nasir Yusuf Gawuna, who also performed the formal presentation of an anti-corruption strategy document, described the feat as another giant step by the Ganduja's administration towards strengthening the State Anti-Graft Agency for improved performance.
We approved the establishment of Transparency and Accountability Unit, that is the ACTU, in all the MDAs.
The presentation of this
strategic document and the Commission of the Anti-Corruption Institute, I must say, point to the fact that the Commission has not only moved in the right direction of ridding the state of corrupt practices.
State Anti-Corruption Agency.
Chairman, Kano State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission, Mui Magajiri Mungadu, who acknowledged the state government's support, assured of renewed commitment to the fight against corruption. Representatives of various stakeholder agencies and development partners pledged increased support to the anti-graft agency. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Senate President Ahmed Lawan has granted audience to the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sarika, who was at the National Assembly in the company of aviation transport operators. The operators observed that President Muhammadu Buhari has supported the aviation sector through business-friendly policies. They urged the National Assembly to ensure that some of these presidential directives, especially in relation to taxation, should be codified. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, gave them the assurance.
This issue of VAT, forex, custom, the effect is so much on us. We ask that, Mr. President, we get these things incorporated in the finance bill. We're not asking for something that is too much. Mr. President, in his wisdom, has granted this to us.
Then the issue of VAT. The government has already taken a position and approved that all shared transportation, where the transportation is being shared, they should enjoy no VAT. And airline, of course, demonstrate the shared transportation.
If you are supposed to be off this VAT, then we should look for where to get something to block this. But I believe that the aviation industry in Nigeria needs some support.
You're watching the news live, coming to you from Nigerian Television Authority. We pause for some messages. The news continues shortly.
Are you ready for this?
Let me hear you, AJ. Give me some bass. That good for you? Nice, AJ. Just one. Bring it up. Just one. Double it. Just one. Just one.
I was born hungry for success. It's the Nigerian way. Glow gets it. Champions stay hungry. Oh yeah. Glow gets it big time. One more for sure. Champions go the distance and then go further. Glow, the heart of a champion.
Get all the nutrients that we need from plants.
Mama, me now want send money. Make me not collect for school. Oh, be now want withdraw from your account. But you no carry in card. Hey, written them go use. Samomo, then go use. Samomo agents, then go use you. Sissy Ronke won't pay light bill. Plus Richard Go TV. Nishi for no go Miss Telemundo. Tamu no say she won't buy data for phone. Written them go use. Samomo, then go use. Samomo agents, then go use you.
Now, with your Momo agent, you fit send and receive money, plus to withdraw money for your bank account without card or data. You fit also buy airtime and data or pay any kind bill where you want. Just dial *223# to see the Momo agent when near you. Momo agent. Safe, fast, no wahala.
The
The chairman governing council of the Jama'at al-Iradatul Bid'ah wa Iqamatus Sunnah National Headquarters, Jos College of Education, Jiga, Senator Muhammadu Adam Ali Rugar Gondu, on behalf of the management and staff of the institution, cordially invites the general public to the 500 million naira college endowment fund, scheduled to hold on Saturday, 12th of December 2020 at the open ground of the College of Health Technology, Jega, Kebbi State by 10 a.m. Chairman and special guest of honor, His Excellency Senator Abubakar Atiku Bagudu. Guest of honor, His Excellency Alhaji Abubakar Musa Garkonia Wuri. His Excellency Alhaji Said Osman Nasamu Dakengari. Guest speaker, Professor Sani Umar Musa Osman, Danfodio University, Sokoto. Chief Luncher, Alhaji Kabiru Muhammad Kamba. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Emir of Gondu and Chairman, Kebbi State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Muhammad Ilyasu Bashir, Father of the Day, Sarkin Kabin Jiga, Alhaji Muhammad Arzikabawa Jiga, come and contribute your quota to the development of education in Kebbi. Signed, Senator Muhammad Adam Ali.
Dear Nigerians, from the 7th to 11th of December 2020, the federal government will be implementing measles second dose of 15 months as part of the routine immunization schedule across the 19 northern states and the FCT. The measles second dose has already been introduced by the government in the 17 southern states since November 2019. Apart from the usual first dose of measles at 9 months old, all eligible children 15 months old would be required to take the second dose of measles vaccine. Measles has infected and killed many. As parents, we must forsake all doubts and visit the nearest health facility or vaccination post to ensure our children are vaccinated. I want to assure you that vaccines given to our children are safe, potent, and effective. Signed, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
The Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Alhaji Muhammad Sabo Nanono, invites Honorable Commissioners of Agriculture, Permanent Secretaries of State Ministries of Agriculture, Program Managers, Managing Directors of Agricultural Development Projects, Directors of Planning, Research and Statistics in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT, relevant MDAs, stakeholders, and non-governmental organizations to the 44th regular meeting of the National Council on Agriculture and Rural Development. Theme: Nigeria's agriculture and food security in the face of COVID-19, floods, and insecurity. Date: Wednesday, 16th December to Friday, 18th December 2020. Venue: International Conference Center, Abuja. Time: 9 a.m. daily. Announcer: Dr. Abdul Kadri Moazu, Permanent Secretary.
There are no small beginnings, only stepping stones to bigger things. That's our philosophy at Premium Pension. And so, no matter the size of your money, our team of expert fund managers invested wisely and actively to make sure your money is always working as hard as you do. After all, the things we're building today can help shape your future in the long run. And with the right partner by your side, the one thing you're sure to do is soar. Premium Pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's now go to the political arena. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is to introduce a new voter enrollment system and commence voters' registration exercise from the first quarter of 2021 till 6 months to the 2023 general election. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu stated this during a handing-over ceremony in Abuja. Mia Ugidi reports.
It is 8 a.m. and staff of INEC headquarters already out to welcome the returning chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. A beautiful card from an excited staff to the new chairman in remembrance of this day. Tempted to have a handshake in the African way, but limited by COVID-19, he moved to his office, first man to walk through this door twice, then to the official handing over ceremony.
I'm happy to note, Mr. Chairman, that the elections were all conducted and concluded successfully, in spite of a wide range of challenges.
Face mask off for clearer audio to give clear roadmap for the new era.
That we would be happy if the Electoral Act amendment is passed by the end of March 2021. The immediate area of attention for the Commission is the resumption of the continuous voter registration exercise also in the first quarter of next year. And this will continue at least until 6 months to the 2023 general elections. In doing so, we hope to introduce a new technology for voter enrollment in 2021.
It is official. Mahmoud Yakubu is back after 30 days off. Mie Ogidi, NT News.
The All Progressives Congress Caretaker and Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee has postponed the membership registration update and revalidation exercise. Chairman, Caretaker Committee, Governor Maimala Buni, represented by the Secretary, at a media briefing at the party's National Secretariat, says the development is due to several factors,
including the fast approaching Christmas and end of the year celebrations, as well as the interests of our Christian members and the objectives of ensuring maximum participation. The Caretaker Committee has decided to shift the date of the exercise to the second week of January 2021. The Caretaker Committee sincerely regrets any inconveniences that may arise out of this change in date.
The Caretaker Committee appealed for the understanding of the public, as it says the postponement is in the interest of preparing a solid foundation for a successful exercise. Now, the mace of the Ogun State House of Assembly has been declared missing. The official symbol of authority of the House was reportedly stolen by suspected burglars who invaded the Speaker's office on Thursday. Adeni Taiwu completes the report.
It was said to have been stolen by suspected burglars who broke into the Speaker's office through the ceiling.
And while searching the ceiling, we saw the head of the mace, the coat of arms that was cut off the mace itself, but we did not see the main brass.
It debunked insinuation that the disappearance of the mace was politically motivated, noting that there is unity among members of the House who are now busy with 2021 budget defense exercise. Security agents, led by Ogun State Commissioner of Police Edward Ajogun, have visited the House, while investigation has also commenced.
Head of the mace has been recovered, and we are getting some clues about the perpetrators of the incident.
The mace was conspicuously on display last week when the State Governor, Prince Dakwa Abiodun, laid the 2021 appropriation bill before the House for consideration and passage. Without the mace, the House cannot sit in plenary in Abeokuta. Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has commended the federal government for its commitment to the implementation of the Global Compact on Refugees. This was during a stakeholders meeting organized by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development in collaboration with the UN Refugee Agency and the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons in Abuja. Ruth Aguele reports.
Conflicts around the world have turned many to refugees as they seek asylum in different parts of the world. Nigeria is not left out in this global norm. To change the narrative, this stakeholders meeting is a demonstration towards achieving the implementation of the Global Compact on Refugee, which is designed to provide sustainable and efficient response to address the root causes of displacement in the country.
Provides a veritable platform to prepare for an enhanced awareness of the GCR and ensuring a common understanding and operationalization of its core elements among key actors in Nigeria.
It should be recalled that Nigeria faces complex humanitarian challenges, but despite this has been a generous host country to refugees and asylum seekers for decades and has provided a safe haven and access to essential life-saving basic services.
We should first look into the possibility of supporting Nigerians who are now currently taking refuge in other countries, who have been agitating for return for a long time.
If you go to the IDP camps, you cannot but manage to fight with tears. because of the condition we see these people.
I wish to assure you that the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, through my ministry's supervision, will continue to ensure legal, policy and institutional frameworks are strengthened to ensure full implementation of the GCI, provide all the needed support in government social protection programs that aim to address major underlying causes of displacement.
The objectives of the Global Compact is to ease pressure on host countries, enhance refugee self-reliance, and support conditions in countries for the return of refugees and displaced persons in safety and dignity. In Abuja, Ruth Aguala, NTA News.
Potential investors in Nigeria's information and communication technology sector now have a golden opportunity to do business in the country without hesitation. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Isa Pantami, while wooing investors on the sidelines of GITEX 2020 holding in Dubai, says gains abound from investing in the country. ICT correspondent Joseph Johnson reports.
A green hall bringing together the green and white flag nationalists for the African Investment Forum. Nigeria's Minister of Communications and Digital Economy paints a picture to ICT prospective investors. Pictures of what he calls golden opportunities and why Nigeria stands tall in Africa as a lucrative choice for ICT investments.
Nigeria is the strategic gateway for investment in Africa. When you invest in Nigeria, then technically you have invested in Africa.
Last year, Nigeria attracted 51% of the total venture capital flows to Africa, which is the largest in the continent.
An invitation many here believe is worth accepting, as the impact of the sector on the nation's GDP in the second quarter of 2020 itself is a clear testament to the fact that Nigeria is open for IT business. While discussions also centered on how the continent can proactively seek better ways to leverage digital technologies for development, the question of Nigeria's potential as a choice of IT investment destination in the 21st century, the federal government says, is definitely not in doubt. From the World Trade Center in Dubai, Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has flagged off the 2020-2021 dry season rice famine, targeting more than 5 million metric tons of paddy rice in Niger State. Mukhtar Abubakar reports that the event is under the Refund CBN Anchor Borrowers Program.
These are not the historic Egyptian or Kano granite pyramids, rather paddy rice pyramids as part of the 10% loan recovery drive in Niger State under the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, Central Bank of Nigeria and Co-Brewers Program.
Beyond being a tool for economic empowerment, job creation and wealth redistribution, it has also galvanized financial inclusion for our rural communities.
This dry season program is going to be the largest this country I've ever witnessed, and it's going to be in 2 cycles. We're going to start one in November, and it's going to end in February, and another one in March, and it's going to end before the rain comes out.
While unveiling the about 700,000 hectares mapped rice farmland, Governor Abubakar Sani Bello of Niger State commended the federal government initiative.
I want to believe we're the #1 producers of rice, but the data will show. Out of the 7 million tons Nigeria requires per annum, I believe Nigeria can do up to 2 million metric tons. We have almost 9 million hectares of land.
Nigeria will not import rice again because we have more than enough within the country. And let me tell you the beauty of refusing rice to enter into Nigeria. Everything you see here, it was cultivated by Nigerians.
The 2020-2021 input distribution to rice farmers for 2 dry season farming in the state under the Refund CBN and Co-Brewers Program is part of the federal government's efforts at bridging the gap caused by floods in this year's wet season. Emina Mukhtar Abubakar, NTA News.
The Pure Bliss range of confectionaries is adding more sweetness to the lives of customers during this festive season with the emergence of another winner of ₦1 million under the Pure Bliss Millionaire promo. Olabode Arewa was at the presentation of the monetary award to the latest winner in Abuja.
That is lawyer Ibrahim Umar receiving his check as the 10th winner of the Pure Bliss Millionaire promo.
I'm very, very happy. It's not easy to come by ₦1 million in Nigeria. Even 1,000 naira, we know what it means. So I'm very, very happy to win this promo. When I first saw it, I thought it was a joke. I was just sitting down in my parlor and I saw, wow, you are $1 million, you have won ₦1 million. I said, what type of joke is this one? So I did not bother about it. All of it, the next day, one lady called Jola, and said that, didn't you receive any message? I said, I have.
He is not the only winner, as 5 other lucky individuals are expected to win ₦1 million each, with ₦30 million airtime also up for grabs, along with television sets and Android phones. All that is required to win a prize is for customers to buy a pack of Pure Bliss biscuits and send the 8-digit code inside to 34778 or to WhatsApp number 0813-505-3867. Port Harcourt and Lagos are the next stops for the winning train, as Pure Bliss, the biscuits with the exquisite taste and fullness in the mouth, continues to light up your day. In Abuja or Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Next, we go over to Lagos, where Dotun will give us more reports from there. Dotun, it's all yours now.
Thank you, Cyril. The House Committee on Aviation wants the industry to focus on the procurement of non-aeronautical facilities, strengthen safety and security while giving assurance of its readiness to fast-track the exemption of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria from remitting 25% into the Federation account so that the agency can focus on a 10-year development plan. The committee, while on oversight to the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, was impressed with the level of work done at the new terminal, which is expected to be ready by February 2021. Michael Olaleye reports.
The construction of the new terminal at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport began in 2013 in an attempt to double the capacity for growing number of passengers. Committee members were satisfied with work done, especially the linkage with the old terminal, which will make accessibility easy.
We are now on the apron. Last year there was no apron like this, but today there's apron. So a lot of improvements, and we're happy and we're ready also to support the industry to move it forward.
Members visited the cargo terminal at the airport, which is one of the 6 replicated across the country, while the taxiway B, still under construction, was also inspected.
This makes up the IGR, internally generated.
Managing Director, Federal Air Force Authority of Nigeria, FAN, commended the committee for its proactiveness at ensuring that the industry receive necessary legislative backing, which has enabled agencies perform optimally.
The aviation agencies will urgently need intervention fund from the federal government to address infrastructural gaps and position the industry for better service delivery and contribution to the national economy.
The committee members were also at the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, where the Director General gave an overview of its high-tech blueprint as strengthening regulations. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
The Nigerian capital market remains a veritable platform to stimulate economic growth and encourage both domestic and foreign investment. Chairman House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions, Babangida Ibrahim, on an enlightenment tour of the market, assured the management of committee's resolve to review some obsolete acts. Abolade Salami reports.
The Nigerian capital market over time has aided industrial growth and the development of Nigeria's economy through long-term funds. In sustaining the capital market performance as a critical sector that contributes to macroeconomic and financial system stability, the Chairman House Committee on Capital Market and Institutions said the committee will fast-track the passage of the Investment and Security Act and the PIB, while some obsolete acts will be reviewed.
We've seen how far
the Nigerian stock exchange has gone. But, when you talk about capital markets, you are talking about the whole market. And I believe there is still a way for improvement in spite of the challenges.
The regulatory body of the markets, Securities and Exchange Commission, reaffirmed its commitment to creating new markets like derivatives and commodities, among others, in a bid to deepen the market for more transactions and participation that will lead to more volume of stocks.
We will continue to support the NSE to grow the market capitalization. We will continue to support the NSE to reduce the incidence of issuers desisting from the NSE.
The market has always been supporting the growth of the country, and you will see it in the correlation between those two graphs.
They submitted that advancing the Nigerian capital market is the collective goal of all key stakeholders. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
And that's it from here. A break now beckons. More reports on Network News.
There is one that has class. And did I pass my neighbor? Gadgets for every moment. Redmi Note 9 Pro. Upgrade your life. Powered by Xiaomi.
It is time for celebration. 30 years bustling with goodness. No challenge can ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. Mountain Guinness. Bustling with so much greatness. Mountain Guinness.
Newcastle United had their game called off last week. Will they be able to bounce back with a win when they welcome West Bromwich Albion to St James's Park? Find out this Saturday when Newcastle United hosts West Bromwich Albion on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Papa Ijebu, Lipton Tea, and Close Up in association with Gold.com.
Right, we're back in Abuja now. Nigeria is on the verge of experiencing a second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. PTF Chairman Boss Mustafa at Thursday's briefing appeals to state governments to step up their roles of enforcing COVID-19 guidelines and protocols. Metairi Ikpen reports.
For the PTF, the low COVID-19 statistics in the country in November led many Nigerians to lower their guards. The task force attributed the spike in cases to general disregard for COVID-19 guidelines and the 25% increase in testing by state governments.
We have observed, rather sadly, that Nigerians, particularly some faith-based organizations, have continued to hold events of large gatherings capable of spreading the virus. The PTF urges all subnational entities to step up their roles of enforcement.
Port health officers at points of entry have been directed to be vigilant.
And we are also asking state governors to please reopen your treatment centers. We are seeing a lot of cases going into the treatment centers, and we are already seeing very severe cases requiring ventilation.
There were updates on Nigeria's preparedness to access and administer COVID-19 vaccines, as well as a presentation of risk communication strategy document.
We are on course to access safe and efficacious COVID-19 vaccines in the first quarter of 2021.
With what we have done at the PTF and the ministry, I can safely say that Nigeria has never witnessed such a massive and large-scale public sensitization on a multimedia platform.
While the nation's health authorities are engaged in the processes of acquiring a safe and efficacious COVID-19 vaccine for Nigeria, the PTF advises that adhering to non-pharmaceutical measures remain the best vaccine. The PTF also received a donation of 30,000 test kits from the Republic of Korea. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
More than 400 vulnerable women and girls have benefited from empowerment tools as part of activities ending the 16 days activism against gender-based violence in Borno State. Wife of the state governor, Falmata Babagana Umara Zulum, through her foundation, Multi-Aid and Charity Initiative, in collaboration with Borno State Ministry of Women Affairs and other development partners, engaged in a series of activities to bring awareness on the breaking the silence. Yagum Subukar reports.
I've never joined anything that has to do with the governor's wife, but I'm so glad to receive gifts as this.
These are some of the vulnerable women and girls caught across IDP camps and host communities within Maiduguri metropolis and environs who are in one way or the other battling with their means of livelihood. The presentation of the empowerment materials became necessary by the wife of the governor through her foundation to these vulnerable women and girls as the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence ends in the state.
I'm appealing to our lawmakers to enact the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, which is an act that prohibits all forms of violence against persons in private and public life.
We have recorded quite a number of cases. Some have even been taken to the prison, and we have also encouraged our women to have a bond with their daughters so that they can speak up.
Representatives of UNHCR, UNFPA, NCA, and UN Women in their remarks appreciated the enormous contributions of the wife of the governor to the women folk and assured of their support at all times. With the theme, Orange the World with Fun, Respond, Prevent and Collect, the 16 days of activism in Borno State was celebrated with a series of events to break the silence on gender-based violence and sexual abuse. In Maiduguri, Yagum Subukar, NTA News.
An international border community, the people of Mubi have never been opportune to watch or listen to any Nigerian media. But now the Nigerian Television Authority has succeeded in ensuring NTA Mubi is activated. The community station is now on air. Simon Asha reports that President Muhammadu Buhari was represented at the inauguration of the TV station and other federal projects by the member representing Mubi North, Mubi South and Mayha Federal Constituency, Ja'afaru Magaji.
Of NTA Mubi is expected to impact positively on the lives of the people of Northern Adamawa State through its rich programs and news content geared towards the development of the area.
Mubi is now connected to the entire world, and the entire world is directly connected to Mubi.
This groundbreaking ceremony of commissioning NTA Mubi wouldn't have come at better time when we need to leverage information and communication to neutralize the avalanche of fake news.
Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, represented by the Executive Director, Engineering, Stephen Opanachi Moses, said NTA will remain alive in its mandate of promoting unity and maintaining cultural values of the people.
The major objective is to bring the programs of the government, the activities, closer to the good people of Mobi.
President Muhammadu Buhari, too, the member, also commissioned fleets of federal government projects comprising of 1.8 kilometer road in Shuare community, as well as Mobi erosion control work at Ure Patuje, Gidan Kuna, and River Yanzerma erosion construction project, all in Mobi North local government area of the state, executed by the Ecological Fund Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. In Yola, Simon Asher, NTA News.
Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, says the most important resource of the service is the personnel, and so their welfare will continue to get prime consideration. He said this at the inauguration of 3 blocks of newly renovated accommodation in the Air Force Base, Makurdi. Hussein Mohammed Isa reports.
The idea is to give befitting accommodation to the personnel of the service to ensure their stability and make them better ready for the exigencies of their official duties. Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar, represented by the Chief of Logistics, Nigerian Air Force Headquarters, Air Vice Marshal Muhammad Aminu Yakubu, said welfare of personnel is key in boosting the morale of the officers and that the service will not relent in improving their well-being.
The projects being commissioned today are among dilapidated airmen accommodations selected for rehabilitation and upgrade as part of the year 2020 capital budget provision for the upgrade and rehabilitation of existing barrack infrastructure.
The 36 renovated houses were given to non-commissioned officers from the rank of corporal below.
This is not the only renovated site in the base, as about 2 others have also been fully renovated. From the Air Force Base Makurdi, I am Hussein Mohammed Isa, NTA News.
Time for another quick break. Stay with us.
Ilahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. We announced the sudden death of Hajia Aisha Utiya Dahiru this evening, Thursday, 10th December. Janaiza will inshallah hold tomorrow after Jum'at prayer at An-Nur Mosque. She is survived by her husband, several relations, children and grandchildren, among whom is distinguished Senator Aisha Dahiru Ahmed Binani, Senator representing Adamawa Central, Professor Ahmed Madibu, announcer for the family.
Newcastle United had their game called off last week. Will they be able to bounce back with a win when they welcome West Bromwich Albion to St James's Park? Find out this Saturday when Newcastle United hosts West Bromwich Albion on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 3:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Papai Jebu, Lipton Tea, and Close Up in association with Gold.com.
Sports now, and just 2 weeks after the passing of Diego Maradona, the football fraternity has lost another legend, Paolo Rossi. Badi Adileye will be telling us about the life and times of the late Italian who wrote his name in football and folklore with his displays at the 1982 World Cup.
Paolo Rossi, the Italian football hero, died at the age of 64 on Wednesday, 9th December 2020, after a brief illness. Rossi will most fondly be remembered for his exploits at the 1982 World Cup in Spain, after his 6 goals helped Italy win their 3rd World Cup title. Despite the tournament starting with a whimper for both Italy and Rossi after he failed to score as the Azzurri drew their 3 group games to qualify for the next round, he soon rediscovered his form and scored a hat-trick in the 3-2 win over Brazil in the last 8 and netted twice in the semi-final against Poland before scoring the 4th goal in the 3-1 win over West Germany in the final. Rossi, who almost missed the World Cup after being implicated in a match-fixing scandal, became the first player to win the World Cup title, Golden Ball and Golden Boot simultaneously, and was also awarded the Ballon d'Or for that year.
This was a goal poacher, amazing player, and he could turn a team around any day. Thank you, sir, for the memories.
Rossi, who scored 20 goals in 48 appearances for Italy between 1977 and 1986, also netted 134 goals in 338 club matches and is widely regarded one of the best forwards of his time. Pablito, as he was fondly called, began his club career with Vicenza. He played on loan at Perugia before joining Juventus in 1981 and going on to establish himself as a star. He also played for AC Milan and Hellas Verona. The Azzurri legend then worked as a columnist and pundit after his retirement until his death.
The iconic stars, people that brought so much joy and fame to football, all of them are going. And indeed, wherever they go, I know that there is going to be so much joy.
The world football fraternity, including the Italian national team, his former clubs, teammates and rivals, have been paying tributes to Pablito, who only celebrated his 64th birthday 2 months ago. He is survived by his wife and 3 children. In Abuja, Bade Adeleye, NT News.
Funeral arrangements for the lying-in state of the paramount ruler of Amokofia in Ukehe of Igwe local government area of Enugu State, Igwe Ajima Okechinwodo, have been concluded. The burial mass will take place at Mother of Christ Catholic Church, Ukwaji in Amokofia, tomorrow Friday, the 11th of December, before final interment at the family compound. The traditional ruler was one of the frontline politicians who held several elective positions, including Member House of Representatives for Uzowani Federal Constituency. And that concludes Network News Tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Cyril Stober. Good night.